So we're going out for another ride. Just make a quick call-in trip just to have a bit of a look at this here. It's one of my favourite temples for just riding around having a look. I'd like to bring my remote control airplanes out here sometime again too and go for a bit of a drive around in this park over here, which is always fairly well maintained, nice big enough area, lots of big trees to catch the planes if I happen to mess up the RC piloting. And that's actually happened already. Usually lots of dogs up here to welcome us. Dogs that are mostly noisy and not terribly vicious looking. I wouldn't trust them that far, but still. That's where we used to go up there to some very interesting places, like in a cave up there. It's an interesting place. I'll go for a walk up there one day with the camera. We'll go for a bit of a look. Just for today, not so. And up to the main shrine. No noisy dogs to greet us today. Well, that's interesting. Usually here, but maybe somebody removed them. A little bit offensive. Okay, well, this is the turn off. We've turned off the main road and we're now in the farm roads. And we're going to head up here to where we get to this rocky pass, which is a very interesting feature. And just on the other side, little goat farm. How interesting. Yep, smells like goats too. So, not the greatest of roads, just on the way out. But the road's got some other interesting little places to see when we get a bit further out. So it looks like the road all the way up through the little rocky pass here is all under construction, which is going to make it a bit messy for coming for a ride through here for a while now, and probably be about 2-3 weeks before we can get a good run through here. But at least I guess it'll be worth the wait, because it'll make it a much nicer road. Not that it was all that bad when I come through here the last time. Now we're coming up to the Rocky Pass finally, so looks like only the approach road, although I dare say that this whole road through the cutting will eventually get changed as well. So here it is. It's very cool. Nice little spot, quite tall. I haven't been able to find any details on when it was made or who funded it. I guess it's a government funded thing. The only ones with any money around here. But it would be purely for the sake of the farmers, because there's no, that I know of, military use for this particular stretch of road that runs out here. It's all just ag roads, and this is another of our sites along the way. Nice little temple out here. A picturesque little building over here, which they've had to close. They've had to close it all up. Some fairly recent landscaping going on here. I don't think there's any monkeys out here, so they must be only closing the places up just to keep the birds out, and there'd be plenty of them. and perhaps some rats. Depends how much food they've got lying around, but so there it is. I've never seen anything much going on here, but you see on the internet there's a few spreads of pictures of some kind of event going on out here. But it is pretty much removed from anything, although it looks like a very well-funded temple. And as for this building over here, I have no idea what that's for, other than some sort of a training facility for schools or a monk or something. It looked like classrooms. So it's number one interesting little temple along the way. So we'll make ourselves a little all right turn just here. That's our little cutting pass up there, cutting through this this whole mountain range here. You can see the spur, and over there it's even a bit higher, so they've sort of cut the road in at the lowest point in the pass, a little saddle in the ridge. And a pretty good job of making this place a lot more accessible on the lee side of the mountain. So, hills, hills, hills all around. But now you see right over there, you can just see the little Buddha image with its head poking up above the trees, and that's where we're going to go. Let's go there. Now with a little temple like this, I mean, there's very little indication that it is a temple, but I mean, it's got the big gateway thing over this entry road, and you see the power lines there, which indicates some sort of civilization down the track here a little bit. Oops. And some new gravel on the road, which is a little bit this and that, but there you go. It's a lot this and that. So, we'll follow this very bumpy renovated road. I use renovated fairly generously there. I guess it's not boggy, which would be the next best thing after that. Why they would do that, I don't know. Now it says, here he is here. More fucking dogs. Seems to be no people in attendance. Not even in the hammock, that's unusual. There's a Buddha with a spare head. Yep, okay. Well, that was interesting. Now, according to Google Maps, I can go down here. We can. Look up. And we come out to here, and we'll do a left turn because that'll take us back to where we main road we were on before, and that way we'll just go out more down through the farms and out of fucking whoop whoop. the other side of that escarpment that we saw coming on that other road on the other side of the hills here. There it is. You can't see it. When you're coming in this direction, there's a temple over there. It's quite a quaint little temple, and we're going to go and have a look at that. But it's interesting that, let's go along here a little bit further before I pull a U-turn. Come out this way. Now from this way, he's perfectly obvious. Very easily visible. Coming from the other side, he's actually shielded by all those trees there. And so you miss it every time. If you're coming that way, you've got to be going, which way is this? North. If you're headed north, you spot the Buddha. See the shrine, so we can come down here and take ourselves into the right here, going up to this temple. I do often wonder how these temples survive, because there's very few people ever come up here to do any, worship, as it were, or making merit. See the number of visitors by how good the road is, which is not very good at all. It's just a track. Bit of a farm track that just leads up the hill. Now, I'm not even sure if there's any monks or caretakers or any other people who are in residence here. We'll find out, I guess. So there you see. Quite an amazing temple. There's a dog. A couple of cars there. Lots of little Buddha thinking huts, I think. I guess they are. So, dogs are noisy. We'll just go and say hello. สวัสดีครับมาเที่ยวครับมาดูแห่งบอลได้ไหมโอเคครับทำวิดีโอด้วยนะโอเค So there we've got Munkle approval. So obviously a cobra whose body goes right up there into the bush. Obviously people follow the path of the snake's body up here. My goodness, it goes up a long way. Well, I'm not seeing any reason why we shouldn't keep trudging up here to see if we see just how far this snake's body goes. I've never known that it was so long. So, here we go. Oh my. Here you go. So, that's our visit to the snake. Boy, that's nearly enough of that. And we still have yet to go and have a look at the actual Buddha shrine up here. So, nothing for it but to go there. พี่ค่ะขึ้นมาได้มาได้มีประตูขึ้นได้เหรออ๋อโอเคอันนี้ไม่ให้มากขึ้นนะอ๋อโอเคขอบคุณครับ So that's our second bit of Munkle approval. He said just slide it out of the way, but I think we can probably just straddle it without too much effort. Like him that. Okay. So there we are in all our glory. Very bright and sunny up here. Oh my. And then of course out here is the views back over to our village over here, up there. Round behind the hill, here's an escarpment over here, another one. There's the main road that we came in on. And so we leave. Snake Temple, make our way down the road. Hope we don't encounter one of those battered old vans coming up the road here. We'll have to head for the hills, I guess. We'll go bush.